If you're only looking for excellence and to do everything perfect from the beginning and to never make mistakes, then it's going to be very difficult to learn.
Are you a fitness-loving foodie? Then Defy Snacks is for you. Defy offers real, high-quality chocolate you love, combined with functional ingredients, giving you as much as 26 grams of protein per bag, so you can be both a little bit bad and a little bit good at the same time. As a female-owned brand, Defy dedicates a portion of its profits to other women-owned businesses. Currently sold in the US, you can find us on defy.snacks.com and follow us on social at Defy Snacks.
Hello and welcome to the Shiny New Object podcast. My name is Tom Ollerton. I'm the founder of Automated Creative, the creative effectiveness ad tech platform. And this is a weekly podcast about the future of data-driven marketing. I'm here in Mexico City. I just finished a rainstorm. I'm in a lovely, nice, warm office here at Oppo. I'm invited here by the team. So thanks so much for having me, guys. But I'm here with Zyania Orozco. Right. And Zyania is the Senior Brand Marketing Manager here at Oppo in LATAM. So Zyania, can you just tell the audience a bit about who you are and what you do?
Yes. First of all, thank you for having me, Tom. I'm very excited about this experience and I hope you have a blast here in Mexico City. A little bit about myself. I've been working in marketing roles for almost 10 years now. I started my career as a marketing intern in AstraZeneca, and I've had the opportunity to work in several industries and with several cultures as well. And I think that's something that I really love about my career and about marketing, that it has given me the chance to learn about different cultures, to learn about different ways to work and to solve problems. I've worked in Panasonic with Japanese company, with Japanese teams. I worked in LVMH with French brands, luxury brands, and different cultural teams, multicultural teams as well. And now I'm working at Oppo with a Chinese team based in Mexico City. But we also work with HQ in China. So this career has given me the opportunity to meet a lot of people, to meet very different ways of thinking, but mainly different ways to solve and to attend problems in a personal and in a professional way.
So what new belief or behavior has improved your work life in the last 5 years?
Definitely, I think 2020 was a shift year in my personal and in my professional life. Mainly for the pandemic. I started a job on February of that year, and we went to lockdown for COVID on March. So I think that year really helped me to do a shift in a personal and in a professional way. The catalyst change was definitely the pandemic, but it made me reassess my goals personally and professionally, as I mentioned. And this reflection led me to search for a more disciplined, perseverant, and consistent way of living, and to have a healthier way to assess my personal and professional life. This led me to invest time and money into my passions, not only into my professional life. Since I was working at home, I discovered that I am an introvert, so that I need to spend time doing things that I love other than just working. And this led me to invest in this, and also to invest in my education, to continue learning. I'm an avid learner, so I invested in different diplomas that helped me professionally. But the main one was that I invested in a digital transformation management diploma. And I thought that this was only going to be used in my professional life. And no, this also helped me a lot in my personal life. At the same time that I was facing this personal transformation, I had to lead a digital transformation in my position. I was a marketing manager for a luxury distributor in Mexico. And the team that I had that I had the privilege to work with was mainly like an analog team generation. So they were very resistant to changes. They weren't doing any marketing plans based on data, not at all. They were based on like some historical data maybe, but mainly just, I think, just what they thought it would work, and trying and making mistakes, but not really based on data. So we hired some like data scientists, but we didn't have any data to manage at the beginning. Everything was on paper. So I had to lead like this very profound process of automation to creating from scratch a database. And then once we had like very clean and precise data that we could gather from our customers, then we started like developing very specific campaigns and projects that could lead us in 1 or 2 years to launch our own e-commerce site. Because these brands were sold through stores and stores were closed. So we had to save those brands, and not only save them, but continue growing them. But we didn't have any data to work with. So I had to lead this very profound transformation in several areas of the company, not just marketing. And once we started working with this type of process, and also upskilling the employees, they felt very empowered into being involved in this type of processes, and not being so resistant to the changes that this was going to involve. This led us to having very good results in terms of sales, in terms of reach, in terms of having a direct communication, and then building like brand community and brand loyalty for these specific campaigns and projects. And at the same time, as I mentioned, this was at the same time, I had like this very personal transformation as well. And I learned that for these type of changes, you have to be very persistent and very consistent. And that if in your personal life and in your marketing life, you apply this every day, like these very small goals and a small process and small improvements every day, then it will lead to big results. But you have to be very consistent.
So what is your best bit of advice to someone who wants to become a better data-driven marketer?
I think, first of all, I think that I have several advices, but the main one would be, first, never forget that all the marketing campaigns and all the marketing projects that you will be managing or working with are designed to reach people. And in those terms, you need to always remember that all the data that you can have and that you can manage is based on people's behaviors. I think that what I've seen lately is that usually sometimes we're so focused in the office and into developing the most innovative strategy that you forget that you're basing everything on people's behavior. And once you remember that, and like you always put your customer on the center of your decisions, then it will be, I think it will be more successful if you never forget that.
Which is lovely advice. Everything you do, never forget you're designing a thing to reach actual people. So your shiny new object is luxury marketing in technology.
Right.
Which sounds really interesting. So you've had your experience in luxury, and now you're in tech. So how do those worlds collide, and why have you chosen that as your shiny new object?
I think that since I've had the pleasure to work in the luxury industry, I learned a lot of their best practices. And yes, of course, tech companies work very differently, but there are some things that they collide in. And I think that there are some principles that if you apply from luxury marketing into technology, then the results would be better. Some of them, I think, would be if you do some very profound research, and you have in technology companies, you usually have a lot of data that you can work with. But I think that linking into luxury marketing, you can use this data to do very personalized customer experiences.
This episode of the Shiny New Object podcast is brought to you in partnership with MadFest. Whether it's live in London or streamed online to the global marketing community, you can always expect a distinctive and daring blend of fast-paced content, startup innovation pitches, and unconventional entertainment from MadFest events. You'll find me causing trouble on stage, recording live versions of this podcast, and sharing a beer with the nicest and most influential people in marketing. Check it out at www.madfestlondon.com.
For me, the similarity between luxury marketing and tech marketing is that they're both very high consideration purchases, right?
Right.
You know, we're not talking about buying some detergent here or toilet paper or chocolate bar even.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to spend upwards of whatever money on buying a new device or a new luxury item, be that a car, handbag, shoes,
sure,
whatever. So what? Help me understand that better. So what are the main things that you've brought across from luxury into technology that you found really useful?
Well, first of all, like I mentioned, creating this very personalized customer experiences, because as you mentioned, this is not a product that you will buy every week or every month. So the experience that you get buying this product is something that you're not going to forget, because then the next time that you're going to purchase is going to be in some maybe some years, right? Other things that I found that could be very helpful is to have like this very impeccable customer service, because in terms of luxury, in terms of tech, the product that you buy, you're going to interact with it for a long time, and you will need the best customer service afterwards, because this also includes the customer experience that you get. So I think that's something that we cannot never forget, neither in luxury nor in tech.
And so what do you think luxury should be learning from technology marketing that it's not currently doing?
I think one of the things that they could learn is that I remember that working in luxury, we were always told to always try to find excellence. And I think excellence doesn't give you space to make mistakes. And in technology, you have the space to make mistakes, because you take very fast decisions. And you can readapt the projects very quickly, because you have the chance to make mistakes and then readapt. And then that's the way I think that you can be led to innovation. Otherwise, if you're only looking for excellence and to do everything perfect from the beginning and to never make mistakes, then it's going to be very difficult to learn.
So the mistake is to never make mistakes.
Yeah.
So I remember I had a meeting years so long ago, and it was in a fancy restaurant in Mayfair in London, and I worked for a social media agency called We Are Social in London. We had a meeting with Chanel. Uh-huh. And we made our presentation. We said, this is what social, and this is that 15 years ago, something like that. We did this whole presentation, and they were like nodded and smiled in all the right places. And then at the end of the meeting, we closed the laptop and they said, we will never do social media. We are Chanel. There you go. So I don't think that actually transpired, because they're very, very much on social media now. So in terms of luxury marketing in technology, if a marketer is listening to this podcast and they're thinking, right, okay, I work at a technology brand and I want to bring some luxury vibes to this work, where's the best place to start?
Oh, that's a very good question. Like if they're already in a technology company, that's the question, like how to apply this. First of all, I think to try to check all the touch points that the client will get into their customer journey, and to see that these touch points are very based in details. Like you have to pay attention to those details, to those touch points that they are very personalized, that the experience is really measured, that the employees that have contact with the customer are well trained, not only for the technical parts, but also for the service that they offer. Like the whole customer journey has to be really measured, as I said, not only from the beginning of the project planning, but through all the journey, through all the touch points, through all the customer service that you offer afterwards. And then I think that's the way that you can get brand loyalty, because for tech, I think brand loyalty is super hard, because there are always new products, new technologies, new AI, new features every single day, I think. So that if the client gets like this different and very unique experience, I think that's going to build brand loyalty and maybe some brand community as well. I think tech customers not only want to buy the product and never interact with the brand again. I think now there are a lot of ways that brands can interact with their customers through gaming, through AI, different features, through music, through podcasts, through a lot of things. So I think that's something that you can focus on.
So unfortunately, we've come to the end of the podcast now. And if someone wants to come and talk to you about luxury marketing and tech, where would you like them to get in touch with you? And what makes a message that you will actually reply to?
I think the easiest way would be through LinkedIn. And of course, if they mentioned something about the shiny new object, that would be something that will call my attention, yes.
So thank you so much for your time. It's been so fun to come to this office and meet you both today. It's a bit of a double header today, but Zyania, that was great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Hi. Just before you go, I'd really appreciate it if you could take the time to write a review of the shiny new Object podcast on Apple Podcasts or iTunes, whatever it's called these days, or whichever podcast provider you use. We're an indie podcast, so it would go a long way for us if you could just share the word and give us a bit of a support on those channels. That would just be fantastic. If you haven't got time, that's also cool. And yeah, if you could tell your colleagues about the podcast, and also, if possible, don't forget to subscribe. And I'd love to hear your feedback. If you'd like to speak on the podcast or be a guest, or you think I'm asking the wrong questions, anything, I'd be super interested to hear what you think. So please email me at tom@automatedcreative.net. That's TOM at, I'm not going to bother spelling it. Anyway, you'll work it out. Thanks so much.